Hi guys,
Hi, welcome
welcome
to
to our
our
YouTube
YouTube
channel,
channel,
Diary of Motherhood.
Motherhood.
Thank you so much for all the love.
Yes, like we're
Thank
so
you,
grateful.
thank you.
Thank you. Even the
It's
Bible says, "Do not
despise the days of
of
little
little
beginning.
beginning." So
Thank you.
we really do appreciate your love.
Don't
Thank
worry,
you
we're
so
in this
much.
together and we'll grow. We'll grow together.
Okay, today we actually want to talk about budgeting. I think as a lady, as a wife, as a mother.
Mm-hmm.
So don't feel left out.
Mm-hmm.
So we just want to talk about budgeting.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go about budgeting? So over to you.
I mean, all of us are guilty. Let's come correct. I'll first of all like to say that this is not financial advice. Please do your own research, but we cannot all deny that we are all guilty of the fact that we say, oh, we want to spend 10K here, 20K here, 30K here. And at the end of the day, you look at what you wrote and your bank account and your bank statement, they are word and opposite. So we are not perfect. We're just like you. In fact, we just fell victim yesterday.
Yes, like that yesterday's one. You know, when I actually came back to the house, I was like, please, I wanted to just go and buy one thing.
we
But I
said
ended up buying how many things?
we said that me, I
Anyway,
said I was going to spend 50K. By the time I came back, I looked at myself on my 50K and I'm like, you can also blame it on the economy and say things are expensive. But you have asked yourself, when things were not this expensive, have you ever been consistent with what you say you will spend and what you eventually spend? So one thing that has helped me, and I'll have to give kudos to my husband for teaching me this, is first off, saving before you spend. All right. So with your monthly income or however your income comes, weekly income, whatever, however your income comes, have a percentage that is a non-negotiable, right? Non-negotiable means I am not touching this based off, personal sentiment, or this person is saying this person. This is saying I have put this one aside as women, not just even as women, as individuals generally. When money comes in, right? That's when you will see your best food on your timeline. That's where you see that dress that you've been wanting. That's where you see that hair. Let's even leave all those ones. That's when somebody will call you and their mother's father, uncle, sister, something has issues, right? I'm not saying don't help. It's extremely important that you help. But for your own sanity and also for financial stability, it's extremely important that you carve out a portion that cannot be touched. Because nobody knows tomorrow with the way this economy is going, right? I think there's one thing my husband always says, like if you lose your job for 6 months, will you be fine? That was the first reality that he said to me that made me take savings extremely seriously. He was like, at every point, have at least a chunk for 6 months. So that because again, nobody knows tomorrow.
yeah, that's true.
That's first one. Then I want to say save and before you spend. A lot of people think that it means hoarding everything and not taking care of yourself. That's not what we are talking about. Women, right? It's extremely important that you prioritize yourself. I know
Very
that
important.
I know that you want to spend on everybody but you, right? And even men, actually. This is one rat hole that men get into. Sometimes I look at the men in my life, from my dad to now my husband, and I discover that every penny these guys get is for every other person but themselves. You
It's
can't remember
true.
when last they bought themselves anything, literally,
That's
right?
true.
I understand that you're trying to be the breadwinner or you're trying to carry the burdens, and I understand there are other primary responsibilities. But you worked hard for this. If it's that your favorite food, right? If it's that spa, if it's that whatever. I think my boss taught me this thing, thinking about it. My boss said every month he makes sure to buy something he likes for himself. And
Oh,
when the
that's
thing
beautiful.
comes, he says to himself, you worked hard for this, well done, enjoy it, right? So it's important that you also take care of yourself in the process. There's this joke people make, but it's not a joke. If anything happens to you today, your next of kin,
It's true.
plus the one that is not even your next of kin. They're already
He's
fighting
dragging your
over
property.
everything. Do you understand? So you that you're working hard on everything. I mean, we will all fill our days by God's grace, but it's also important that you reward yourself so that you feel a sense of, let's say, pride.
You just feel happy.
Yeah,
When you take care of yourself, you just feel this inner happiness.
sure.
Yeah.
So please take care of yourself.
Yes. For me, when it comes to budgeting, I feel just like she says, you have to be able to save.
Yes.
Savings help a lot. Just like the name savings, it will save you
Hmm.
in days, those rainy days. So no matter whatever
I
your
can even give you one. Sorry for to cut you short. I can give
okay,
you one example. During COVID, right? A lot of people had a lot of financial. What saved me and even my home at the time was savings,
that's true.
because some people, for example, some people were teachers, and some of these things that they had to get disconnected from work for a long time.
Yeah,
Where was income coming from? So it's those savings and those things that, like, you don't know tomorrow.
exactly.
And just like your cool example, I think you should say it again.
Yes, savings, no matter how small you think you are dropping, it will help you.
Yes,
I'm one person that a lot of people used to laugh at, say, you, any small money you like to go and put it somewhere and keep.
yes.
But funny enough, it used to help me. There was a time when I was not married, before I got married, I was living with my friend, like we shared an apartment, and we're paying 400K for the rent. So mine was 200, hers was 200. So the time came for us to pay this rent. I didn't really have a lot. That was what I thought I didn't have. So I now said, okay, let me go and break my colo. My
Mm-hmm.
colo, this small piggy vest that you just
Piggy
keep,
bank. Yeah.
piggy bank rather, that you just keep aside. Any money you have, you can just put inside anything. So I was always putting my change, whatever I have, I just put it there. That day, I didn't even have like the money I had at hand was not enough to pay my rent. So I said, okay, let me go and break this colo and see whatever I have and add it up and maybe find money and still add to pay up the rent. Because I never believed that I would be able to save up to
Up to that, bro.
that amount. But I was
The
shocked.
little things.
When I broke my colo, I had more than enough,
Mhm.
more than 200,000 to even pay my rent. So I
That
was
means that
shocked.
1K matters.
Yes, that one, even that 100 naira, it matters because even when I book, I saw 100 naira,
You see?
100, whatever, it matters. So, as an individual, as a girl, as a person, as a wife, as a mother, savings
And do you know our
is
mothers did
important.
this? I don't know, but I believe it to be the same story. Our mothers did this so well, right?
Yeah,
There were times where I will know that there will be financial. There was a time, right? I think it was during uni. It came time to pay my school fees, myself and my sister's school fees at the time, right? And I don't know, there was something, my dad didn't have enough money at the time. My mom took us to the bank, and how much was her salary then? How much?
and I'm sure it must have been from saving
I'm
or
telling
at one
you.
point or the other to get that amount of money to pay.
So you might say, oh, we're in the digital era. I don't carry like me. I never have cash, right? But that's why there are things like piggy vest can automate your savings. You can use the Bamboo app to invest in stocks. You can use Stanbic mutual funds or different. There are different. I don't want to push this. There are different mutual funds that you can sign up for, and you will get interest on your savings, right? You can even buy bonds. You might say, oh, this thing is sounding like it's for when you have 1 million, 2 million. I promise you, just 50K, just 10K here, there, right? And that's something that, and I think this is another thing my father taught me. Even when we were working, because our first exposure to work ever working was my dad. When you are working for him, he will pay you salary, but you must save that money. When it's not time for you to go back to school, he will ask you,
Where is your
where is that
savings?
savings? It's from that savings that you have saved that will determine how much he will give you extra. If you
Wow.
do well in your savings, he will give you more money. If you don't manage your savings properly, he will give you, like, he will match whatever it is, because you're not paying for anything. He's giving you food. He's putting shelter over your head. What are you paying for? So as women, we should and be as parents, right? Not just women, anybody. Also inculcate these habits in people around you as well. It's extremely important.
Yeah, it's important. And another thing, because you are saving doesn't mean you should be stingy with yourself.
Yeah, we have said that. Extremely important.
Yeah, you shouldn't be stingy with yourself. Just learn how to balance the whole thing. Take yourself out of that on that spa date. Start shopping.
Sure, we don't need these parties like this, God. I need it.
Please let us free
As you
this
are
video.
saying it, as you are saying it, I need it though.
So do all those things, but just know how to balance it
Yeah,
because you don't have to overspend.
yeah.
You don't have to overdo. Don't go out of your budget to please anybody. Don't allow peer pressure to
Hmm.
let you do things that you regret
Whether it's
later.
for yourself or for your baby, there is always a best in whatever category you find yourself.
Yeah,
Look for that your category and be proud.
yes. Not because your friend is giving her child 500k meal, you have to kill yourself to match up that energy. No. If it is 9,000 naira only you can afford, get it.
Be
If it
proud.
is 10,000 naira only you can afford, get it. If
Even
it
if
is
it's 2,000,
whatever
be
it
proud.
works for you.
Yeah.
Because even as we children, after I finished sucking breast, it was straight to fufu and gari.
Yes, no. And you are fine. Look at you now.
So
And I was
please.
going to say, women should not even fall into the trap of
Mm,
tearing themselves for their children, right?
yeah.
And I think that that's one thing I want to consciously, that trap I want to conscious, it's very difficult.
It's not
It
even
is,
just for the children. Anything. Do you know that a lot of women they compete my home. My home should be in this
you
thing. We
go have
don't have
strength.
this,
Oh.
we don't have that.
Sorry. Oh.
We don't or especially social media. You
Sorry,
go
man.
on social
I don't
media
listen. I don't pay attention.
and you see a lot of things happening. One thing I always go, when I go on social media, I have this at the back of my mind that people can never show their worst life on social
No,
media
even if
to
you are
you.
showing your best, I don't care.
They would always want to package whatever it is just to give to you to watch. So don't fall into that trap of oh I want to be like this person. I want to be cut your coat according to your size. That's
I think
just
it's
it.
even a mindset thing. Even if on social media, what you wake up every day and show me is your worst or your best, and you're living the best of the best lives. I'm happy for you, right? Everybody's journey is different. You don't know where I started from, right? I have a very unique story trajectory, and where I am right now, I understand is a blessing, and where I am right now is better than who I used to be yesterday.
Of
So
course,
life is it's progressive. Bible says the path of the just is like a shining light that shines more and more onto the perfect
brighter.
day.
Yeah,
So my life and my journey is only permitted to get better, right? Until I get to where God wants me to get. So I might not be. I'm happy for you, right? I love the good things of life. Oh my God, I love it. I'm happy. I see where you are. I'm cheering you on. Show me. I would watch you on. I love those kind of videos, but I'm also grateful. And I realize that where I am is also an answered prayer.
of course.
And this is something my husband and I were talking yesterday. We're like, if everybody stand up in front of God and they are listing their prayer points, and God just allow us to play that tape, we'll see that we'll start laughing at ourselves.
Because most of it has been answered.
That's one. Then secondly, you are praying for 10K on this level, right? Me, I'm asking God for 100K on this level. This is asking for 2 billion. This person is and you just discover that the more you get, the more
You
you
want.
exactly. So just be contented and grateful for where you are now. Where you are now is that where you were yesterday.
Do you know at times, like when I sit down now and I'm able to count 10,000 naira,
Exactly.
I'm like, oh, I remember those days. Actually, when we were in uni, do you know what is 10,000
I
naira for
gave
you?
testimony. I laid down on the floor and rolled. I'm not joking because of 10,000 naira. It was an answered prayer for me.
So life,
That's what
life
I'll
is in
use and go and buy
stages.
1 meal now. Exactly. So please
Oh,
embrace where you are.
yep,
You
yep.
are your own competition and
Always try to be better than
who
what you
you were
are
yesterday.
or who you were yesterday.
And I think finally what I want to address is as women, do not be lazy. Don't fall into
Yeah.
that trap of yes, it's good to have your husband. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But
Hmm.
these days, I'm careful not to generalize. Because
Do you know why I'm looking at you like this? You didn't even notice I was looking at you.
my dream job is to be is to be a rich housewife.
See who wants to come and advise people.
Yes,
Somebody that
but
wants to be a soft,
I want to be
soft wife.
I want to be a rich
Sitting down
housewife.
and
But
enjoying.
I'm not lazy. That's the point. I won't be lazy. I will still look for ways to make money. I can't stay without making money. I'm an Igbo girl. It's not possible. I can't stay without making money. Must come from some. That's why I'm doing content.
Oh my
Do you
god.
understand?
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. Our babies are crying. This is motherhood unfiltered. I hope you
See you
found
on our
this
next
helpful.
video.
See you. Bye.
Bye.